Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Colin!
Rainy day in South Florida. Got caught in it. Looked like I took a shower. Welcome on in, folks. Russo and Rizzo. We are live on YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook. You can listen to us on that ESPN app. Go to the More tab. Listen live. You can listen to us on the Alexa smart speaker. So many ways where you could find Russo and Rizzo. We're on your podcasting centers as well. Wherever you get it, just search Russo and Rizzo. You can go back and find all of our episodes. But a very, very rainy Monday. Hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. No Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. I wanted to check in with Christian because Christian was out of town. I believe AEW, Dallas Wrestling.
Yeah.
How'd it go, brother?
It was good, man. First time I slept in Texas before. I've driven through, picked up In-N-Out, and then left. But I 2 nights in Dallas. AEW was awesome. Watched a guy get choked with a chain in a Texas death match. It was bloody. It was crazy. Crowd was awesome. I appreciated my time in Dallas. Certainly did.
Texas death match.
No hold barred. Nothing's off limits. We had a bed of nails being used as a weapon.
Wow.
Glass, chairs, barbed wire. A guy rappelled from the ceiling.
Throw rules off. When it's a Texas death match, all the rules thrown out the back door, baby.
Take everything you think you know about wrestling on the mat and throw it out the window.
Now, also, Christian has become my golf buddy, and I got to say, Kat, a little worried about tomorrow morning.
Did you go to the driving range between our last round and today?
I went Saturday before Inter Miami.
Okay.
Be proud of me.
Those are the terms of the agreement.
I went Saturday before Inter Miami. Christian, I had the left foot open. I was straightening things out. I was ripping my belly button through. I don't want to jinx anything. Played a lot better. Now, folks, I also lost about 15 balls of Christian Cat's, so he will be getting a brand new box of golf balls before we tee off tomorrow as well. Christian, I saw rain in the forecast. Like, I'm a little worried. I can't lie.
Oh, it's raining a lot today. I think that makes it bode well for tomorrow. I think,
good.
You know, how much rain could it actually fall, right?
Right.
The famous last words in South Florida. How much rain does the heavens really have? I think they're emptying the clip on Monday, and it'll be a lot more dry on Tuesday morning. At least that's what I'm banking on.
So I had an issue in my apartment over the weekend that I kind of had to run home for like 15 minutes and kind of do some stuff with. And, dude, I got caught at like that 3 o'clock just downpour. Theo looked at me and goes, "The hell are you doing?" He was like during a break. Theo looks at me and goes, "Where the hell did you walk in?" He goes, "I wouldn't have walked in that crap." What I wanted to tell Theo was, brother, I'm from the Midwest. No umbrellas, no nothing. This is just rain, please. But, wow, it was raining cats and dogs day. Regardless, great weekend. Christian, I did Inter Miami. Inter Miami on an absolute tear. Quick cliff notes on Inter Miami. Messi has had a brace in 3 straight goals, which means he scored 2 goals in 3 straight games post FIFA Club World Cup. And let's put it this way. We had 8,000 people in our stream on Facebook. We had 8,000 people in our stream on the English side on Facebook. So I got Messi Mania. A ton of people around the world and here in South Florida have plenty of Messi Mania. But Inter Miami, little driving range, and then Sunday just kicking back and relaxing. Well, Christian, I know you saw it because we talked about it. Where I wanted to start today, this list, man, he's making a list. He's checking it twice. I didn't know a list would start such a tizzy. This is the NFL's top 10 quarterbacks in 2025 from NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. And obviously with these things, they take the average, they take the aggregate of each individual quarterback from everybody from these no names, please, NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. I disagree with 7 through 10. But let me read off the top 10 here that they've decided to go with. Number 1, Patrick Mahomes. I don't think any of us are going to argue that at this point.
It's 4 out of 10 do in the NFL owners and scouts because
Yeah.
only 60% of the people that were on this list voted Patrick Mahomes number one.
I personally have no problem with this. Christian, do you have a problem?
No.
Okay. Then where things kind of get interesting and where debates have been spurring from is 2 through 4. Josh Allen at 2, Joe Burrow at 3, Lamar Jackson at 4, Jayden Daniels at 5. I'm completely fine with the top 5. I am. I think when it comes to Josh Allen, you got playoff success. He has an MVP. Now, I mentioned playoff success. People would argue that he doesn't. I go back to the Kansas City game where he did enough to arguably win the football game, didn't get the ball back. But to be fair, after that, he's fallen short. Now, he did beat Lamar Jackson head-to-head in the playoffs last year. I think there's something to be said about that. So I'm completely fine with Josh Allen being 2. I'm fine with Burrow being 3. Burrow threw for 4,900 passing yards last year. Oh, and by the way, he's the only quarterback to beat Patrick Mahomes when all of these guys really came, I don't want to say came out of nowhere, but really started coming up through the ranks in the NFL. The Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl for so many years, I'm losing count. The only time anyone beat this Chief dynasty to get to the Super Bowl last 5 years was Joe Burrow. It's a big butt, mate. Like, I understand Lamar Jackson, 2-time, MVP. He's got all the accolades. He's got this, they don't have that moment in the playoffs. Josh Allen has that moment in the playoffs when he didn't get the ball back in overtime and did enough to win the game. It's not my problem. Leslie Frazier, and a Buffalo fan to tell you this too, Leslie Frazier playing prevent defense with 17 seconds up against Patrick Mahomes. Are you kidding me? Joe Burrow having the playoff success, beating Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead and coming dangerously close to doing it again, but a late hit call. Guy lost his head, had a late hit out of bounds. And then Lamar Jackson, properly rated top 4. We'll get to Jayden Daniels in a second because I got a completely different take there. Now, Christian, do you agree with me? Does Jackson deserve to be higher here? Or are you okay with Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson,
Not okay
Daniels?
with Joe Burrow being a top 3 quarterback in the NFL.
Why?
That is because he hasn't made the playoffs the past 2 years. I don't care about the numbers. Their numbers are fine. Joe Burrow was weak in the first half of last regular season. And not being the best as he could be had them to have to come from behind and fight back from a losing record for that playoff chase. Burrow's actions directly affected the Bengals' ability to make the playoffs last year.
It started 0-2, 2 years straight. To your point, it's a good point. 2 years straight, the Bengals have started out 0-2 on the season. So,
and you had Joe Burrow below Lamar Jackson like 2 months ago, did you not? What changed between then and now?
What changed? Did I? I don't think
Yeah.
I did. Are you holding me?
Yes.
Are you holding me accountable?
Yes.
I don't think I did, Christian. I think I had. I think.
Don't
Please go
make-
back and find it.
AJ, if you could do me a favor, scroll back and find a bunch of theoretically speaking shows. Click on the video, see if Theo's there. If Theo's not there and it's Rizzo, take a listen and find it.
It's probably me, and we probably let off with it. What's changed is playoff success. I think if I did,
well, you got. It's hard to have playoff success if you're not in the playoffs.
Here's my thing. But he beat Mahomes. It's a big butt. It's a big
one
if.
freaking game.
One game.
That's half a
Took him
decade
to the
away.
Super Bowl. Took him to the Super Bowl and arguably beat this generation's Tom Brady. I get it.
I'm not going to use the Chiefs' prestige the prowess of the Chiefs to help Joe Burrow in the year 2025.
888-760-3776. Listen, call on in. If you agree, if you disagree, is Lamar Jackson being slighted here? Do I need to go to sports radio hell for being topsy-turvy? Apparently, we're counting on intern AJ for finding the sound here, but apparently I was on record saying I have Jackson over Burrow. I'm interested to hear that as well. But as of 07-14, as of July 14th, 2025, I do have Joe Burrow because I think the playoff, and to Christian's point, guys have been in the playoffs in 2 straight years. The Bengals have been a mess. I don't know how much of his fault that is, but it's a fact of the matter. He's the quarterback. He's the face of the franchise, and they have missed the playoffs 2 straight years. Burrow last year, by the way, I know, Christian, you say you don't care about numbers. 4,918 yards, 43 touchdowns to 9 interceptions. He's the MVP in any other year. He's the MVP. I dare I say, if the Bengals make the playoffs, he's the MVP over Josh Allen last year and Lamar Jackson. There have been plenty of times, I believe, 12 times in the NFL, guys have thrown for 5,000 yards. It's happened before. But 4,900 passing yards, led the league last year, 43 touchdowns. Usually good enough to possibly win MVPs. All right, while intern AJ works on that and Christian holds me accountable, let's go to 5 and talk about Jayden Daniels a bit. First off, I think this is where we need to start. No one had Jayden Daniels on their bingo card last year to be a top 5 quarterback in the NFL after his rookie season. With that said, I think he's properly rated. The only one I'll listen to is Matt Stafford. Just because the career that Stafford has been able to put together. I doubted Stafford going into last year. I thought nonetheless maybe the Rams should try to find life after Stafford. That's not to say bench him and start somebody else, but maybe figure out the position post Matt Stafford. He made me eat those words. But I think Jayden Daniels being at 5 is completely fair, and I do think he is a top 5 quarterback after the season he had. This is certainly probably... I don't think the Commanders, and it's similar to the Vikings. And I think the Vikings and the Commanders next year are probably going to be worse. There's no way the Vikings are going to win 14 games again. And I don't think there's a way in hell that the Commanders make the NFC Championship game again next year. So I think we got to take a step back and go, all right, Jayden Daniels already did this as a rookie. Let's take a step back here and realize that he's probably not going to have that kind of season again heading into this year. But objectively, I think he's fine at number 5. And I think you look at the body of work and the teams he beat in the playoffs, I am completely okay with having him at 5. He single-handedly, I don't think I could do that. I was about to say Jayden Daniels accomplished more in the playoffs in 1 year than Lamar Jackson, but Lamar Jackson went to an AFC championship. Did they lose to a Kansas City Chiefs team who arguably probably deserved to lose in the second half, not scoring a point? Probably. But Jayden Daniels has already really closed the gap on Burrow, Jackson, and Allen in a single year by making it to the conference championship in that first year. 1 through 6 is fine. Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Daniels, Stafford. This is where I have issues. They have Justin Herbert, number 7, Jared Goff, 8, Jalen Hurts, 9, Baker Mayfield, 10. I would probably slot in that 7 spot. You got to go with Jalen Hurts. Just won a Super Bowl. Played great in that Super Bowl other than a falling backwards interception where the Eagles defense got the ball right back immediately after the interception. You got to put Hurts at that spot because of the body of work in the playoffs he had last year, winning the Super Bowl, arguably being the main reason on the offensive side of the ball for winning that Super Bowl. What was the conversation heading into that Super Bowl? Oh, the Eagles are only going to win if Saquon Barkley has a good game. Barkley kind of got bottled up in that game. Did Barkley do everything possible to get to that point? Did he have one of the best seasons we've seen at the running back position in maybe modern NFL history? The answer is yes. He was a couple yards shy of Eric Dickerson and that record of 2,000-some yards, where Dickerson threw a fit about, by the way. I thought that was a bad look. But Barkley was the vocal point that entire year and the entire playoff run until the Super Bowl. So I put Hurts 7. Is the team around Hurts great? Absolutely. But as intern AJ and I were talking about before the show, Lamar Jackson's got a great team too. You can sit here and argue Joe Burrow doesn't have a defense. Guy's throwing to Jamar Chase. The two guys I think you could write home about maybe not having the best weapons around him, maybe Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. Other than that, all these guys have, I think, loaded guys around him, receivers, tight ends. Now, defense is a completely different conversation. Chiefs won a Super Bowl 2 years ago with defense. And Sean McDermott is the defensive coach. Buffalo's known for defense as well. But back to the main point, Hurts is 7, man. Hurts is 7. I don't see how you can have Hurts anywhere but 7. I put Baker 8. Is that a little high for the Bake? Probably. But man, that guy has fought tooth and nail to get back to this situation in the NFL. He was the darling of the NFL his rookie year for coming in and winning a game for the Browns on Monday Night Football against the Jets. Broke the rookie passing touchdown record. Won a playoff game for the first time in that city in God knows how long. And then was thrown to the side. For good reason, too. I think if you ask Baker, he was probably a bit immature in Cleveland when the stories that were coming out. I wish he would have never played injured. He played injured. He wanted to gut through it. But he was ran out of town. Went to Carolina. Listen, I think anybody would fail at Carolina at this point. Sam Darnold failed in Carolina. It's looking like Bryce Young's on his way of failing at Carolina. Baker failed in Carolina. I think it's the team more than anything. Had that great comeback win Thursday Night Football. Rams. And then he's turned it around with Todd Bowles in Tampa Bay. Got to give Bake some credit. Won a playoff game. He is at 8. Number 9, Jared Goff. Number 10, Justin Herbert. Now let's start with Goff. I didn't know where to put Goff on this list, Christian.
It's tough.
I didn't know where to put Goff because, like, my goodness, throws for a ton of touchdowns, a ton of yards. Since he's gotten in Detroit, that team it's been just, a juggernaut in the NFC in the regular season. We haven't seen playoff success outside of the NFC Championship game where they took a multi-score lead in the halftime and weren't able to pull the game out. But I'll probably put him at 9 because my list is really off of playoff success right now. Maybe he even deserves 8, but I'm going to keep Baker at 8. That's probably my flaw on my list, if I had to pick one, is that. If I'm going with that criteria of playoff success, Goff probably belongs above Baker. I just think Goff's been on the better team. And then 10 is Justin Herbert. I love Herbert. I went to bat for Herbert numerous times on this program with Colin Russo. The issue is he threw 4 interceptions last year in a playoff game. We took them in when we were making picks against the spread, competing against Theoretically Speaking, which you could listen to 2 to 4 here with Theo, Christian, and Christina Costanza. We were making picks against our other show. And they completely dropped the ball, and a lot of it was Herbert. 4 interceptions. You're not going to win a game. I'm very impressed if you're going to win a game and your quarterback throws 4 interceptions. And we all know the term social media quarterback. So that's how my top 10 would shake out. Completely fine with the top 5 of Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Daniels. We're going to keep Stafford at 6. But at 7, I'm going Jalen Hurts. At 8, I'm going Baker Mayfield. At 9, I'm going to go Jared Goff. At 10, I'm going to go Justin Herbert. 888-760-3776. Now, we have a bit of controversy on the show because I stated that Joe Burrow is ahead of Lamar Jackson. Christian, the great producer that he is, and hold me accountable, said I had a different take about, what do I think, Christian? 3.5 weeks ago, fair to say?
So, listen, I'm not going to hold it against you because there was a material change in the month of 2025. This is June 13th, 2025. On Theoretically Speaking, where Mike was filling in.
My prototypical quarterback in the NFL is Josh Allen, and he is number 1, excluding Patrick Mahomes on the list. So let's move on to number 2.
Number 2.
This is the hard... We all agree that the top 3 are probably anywhere between of Lamar, Burrow, Allen. Obviously, I have Allen 1. I'm going to go Lamar 2 here, and here's why. In years past, I probably would have put Joe Burrow. But I'm putting Lamar number 2 here.
So you changed.
I did.
This is different than like 2 months ago, and now 1 snap of football has been played.
I think my opinion got changed at the end of last season. Is that...
What changed, Mike? What changed? Snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap.
Oh, it's a bad look, partner. There's no way to run away from that. It's a tough, I'll say this to defend myself. It's the toughest thing right now in football when you're talking about these quarterbacks. Is who's better, probably Burrow or Jackson. What changed, like, the tide is playoff success. I think that's what we got. When I measure quarterbacks as a miserable Brown fan, okay, I measure quarterbacks on playoff success because my team never has playoff success. When a quarterback comes out of nowhere and does what Burrow doing what he did with the Bengals that 1 year, going, God, why can't I get lucky and have that be my team? That is my best answer, is playoff success. Now, someone who disagrees with my topsy-turvy take, Christian, is Michelle Smallman Michelle Smallman of Unsportsmanlike. You could listen to the Don Evan Cohen, Michelle Smallman and Chris Canty, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on ESPN 106.3 every single morning, Monday through Friday. Small says that Lamar Jackson is the most slighted quarterback in the NFL. Let's take a listen.
Lamar comes out of college winning the Heisman, and there's people saying he shouldn't even be a quarterback. When Lamar Jackson was at an impasse with his contract discussions with the Baltimore Ravens, teams weren't beating down the door to try to get at him.
Well, we know why now.
But still, I'm saying, then he goes out, he wins 2 MVPs. He could have arguably won one this year, coming off what many people thought was his best year, even though Josh Allen got it. And he's below Josh Allen and Joe Burrow on this list. Make your case for Jalen Hurts being disrespected. I think if we're talking in totality, no quarterback has been more disrespected than Lamar Jackson.
But at least you're right. He should be 2 or 3. He should not be behind Joe Burrow. You're absolutely right about that.
In the postseason, he has not gotten it done, and Jalen Hurts has. On the biggest stage, not once. He didn't win 2, but he outplayed Mahomes in the other Super. I get it.
So you heard the Don in the background there, too. He agrees. He thinks that Lamar Jackson should be higher than Joe Burrow. I agreed a month ago, Christian. But I think as I reevaluate, it is playoff success for me. And Christian, I understand when you say, Riz, he's missed the playoffs 2 years in a row. But I think the juggernaut that is Kansas City, too, plays a factor in this as well. Kansas City's the boogeyman for Allen. Kansas City's the boogeyman for Jackson. It hasn't necessarily been the boogeyman for Joe Burrow. Burrow, I go back to, and Christian, I apologize if I'm wrong here. I think it was 2 years ago, the last time the Bengals made the playoffs, 3 years ago, the late hit call. They arguably could have won in Arrowhead again.
In 2022, yeah.
They arguably could have won in Arrowhead again if that bonehead mistake wasn't made. So my best, if I'm on the stand here for sports radio malpractice for having topsy-turvy takes on Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, that's the defense. The defense is, looked at the information provided to me, and I decided that playoff success is more important than individual accolades. 888-760-3776. That is the number to call in. We are reacting to the NFL top 10 quarterbacks going into the 2025 season. The list created by No Names Please NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. When we come back from a timeout, we'll talk a little bit. I kind of wanted to switch gears here and do divisions. Let's take a look in the divisions in the NFL, and let's find out who has the best quarterback play within each division throughout the NFL. We're coming right back on Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
Member Week is here at Lowe's. Don't miss your chance to get up to 40% off hundreds of items like paint, tools, home essentials, and more. Shop our exclusive deals happening in-store and online now through July 18th. Not a rewards member? Join for free today and get ready to save more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check the GPS directions first, before driving to the mall.
Turn right at the light. In 1,000 miles, you will reach Montreal.
Not Montreal, the mall.
Recalculating. 6,000 miles to Nepal.
No, the mall.
Checking first is smart.
Recalculating.
So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hey, it's Colin Russo. Listen, if you've been in a car accident, truck accident, suffered a slip and fall, fell down the stairs, my friends Mark Anajar and Glenn Levine at Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, they're the type to fight for you. Now, I know with Anajar and Levine, they got my back no matter what. They could get yours too, and they don't even charge you unless you win. They work tirelessly to get you the maximum compensation that you deserve. Let's call it like we see it. They're the best in the business for a reason. Don't settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar and Levine today because that's the Anajar and Levine difference. All it takes is one phone call. Take back control of your life. Don't wait. Call for that free consultation now. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-FREE. 866-654-3733. Take back control now with Anajar and Levine.
This is ESPN 106.3, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Find official rules for all your favorite ESPN West Palm contests by visiting ESPNWestPalmContests.com. That's ESPNWestPalmContests.com. You're listening to ESPN 106.3, the ESPN app, and streaming on your smart speaker.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer. Our policy is to provide equal opportunity employment, development, and advancement to all current and potential teammates. If you are an organization that wants to learn more about careers with Good Karma Brands, please email careers@goodkarmabrands.com.
Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, proudly representing the residents of South Florida since 1985, and proud supporter of Inter Miami on ESPN West Palm. Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath has attorneys across South Florida ready to fight for your rights. They've recovered billions for their clients, and you won't pay anything unless you win your case. If you have been injured, call the attorneys at Lytle, Ryder, Smith, Ivy, and Fronrath, 561-867-4117, or online at foryourrights.com. Main office in West Palm Beach.
The Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, an affiliate of the Palm Beach Health Network, is committed to delivering high-quality care to the communities they serve. Their award-winning physicians and specialists provide a level of expertise that has resulted in regional firsts and outstanding patient outcomes. For a physician referral, call 866-654-2362. To learn more about the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group, visit pbhnphysiciangroup.com. pbhnphysiciangroup.com to get in touch with the Palm Beach Health Network Physician Group.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Quarterbacks, and more quarterbacks. We're talking NFL quarterbacks here on Russo and Rizzo, rolling on along. You can listen to us live on that ESPN app. Open it up, hit the More tab, scroll down to listen live. You can listen to us on the Alexa smart speaker. Say, hey, Alexa, play ESPN West Palm. Then we're on camera. Go watch us on YouTube, Twitter/X, Facebook at ESPN West Palm, on our podcasting center as well, wherever you get your podcasting. Russo and Rizzo. You go back and listen to all of our episodes. All right. Well, bit of breaking news. You know, Mike Rizzo has been a little topsy-turvy with his quarterback takes, apparently. You're just joining us, folks. The NFL top 10 quarterbacks in 2025, voted by No Name Please, NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. I had Joe Burrow over Lamar Jackson, but let's rewind to June 13th, about a month ago, and we had a different Mike Rizzo, apparently from Mars, talking on the air. The NFL is Josh Allen, and he is number one, excluding Patrick Mahomes on the list. So let's move on to number two.
Number two.
This is the hard. We all agree that the top three are probably anywhere between of Lamar, Burrow, Allen. Obviously, I have Allen 1. I'm going to go Lamar 2 here. And here's why. In years past, I probably would have put Joe Burrow. But I'm putting Lamar number 2 here.
So you changed.
I did.
This is different than like 2 months ago, and not one snap of football has been played.
I think my opinion got changed at the end of last season. Oh, God, you hate to hear it. You got to own it. I got to own it. Here's the thing. And from changing for the third time, I changed the criteria for the third time. We're going to stick with this. And listen, Christian, if I change again, I owe you a lap around Rosemary. We'll have an intern. We'll have an intern follow me with a camera, and I'll owe you a lap around Rosemary Ave here at downtown West Palm Beach.
I feel like you should not be allowed to rank one above the other. No. It should be 3A, 3B, because I don't think it's correct to have Lamar Jackson and Joe Burrow on the same exact level if you were to rate them. But you seem to be very interchangeable with these two fellas, and I think that you can say some days I'll wake up and I think Lamar's a better quarterback, and some other days I wake up and I think Joe Burrow's a better quarterback, which I have that feeling about grapes and strawberries. I have that feeling about whether I want caramel in my coffee or more cream in my coffee. Sometimes you just have a different urge.
You're probably right, Christian, but I'm going to triple down. You're 100% right, but I'm on the blackjack table. I can't double down anymore. One way to go, right?
This feels like more of a digging a ditch than taking another card.
I'm at the ocean. I've dug so deep here in the state of Florida. I'm at the ocean at this point. But and when I got on the stand to defend myself, playoff success is ultimately my final decision on this for the third time. Playoff success. Burrow beat the juggernaut that is Kansas City. No one on this list has. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. That's why Joe Burrow is there. Where I want to go next, though, on this segment, by the way, 888-760-3776 if you want to chime in. How foul am I for this, number one? And number two, the list goes Mahomes, Allen, Burrow, Jackson, Daniels. That's the top five. And then Stafford, Herbert, Goff, Hurts, and Mayfield. If you want to chime in on the list, too, 888-760-3776. Now, based off this, we heard Michelle Smallman give her 2 cents. Basically, all of Unsportsmanlike give their 2 cents on the top 10 quarterback situation from the executives, coaches, and scouts. What got me thinking were divisions, Christian. The quarterback matchups we see twice a year throughout the NFL. I got two divisions that I think where the best quarterbacks reside. Obviously, you have the AFC East, AFC North, AFC South, AFC West, and then just flipping on over for the NFC. Same exact thing. I think the AFC North has the best quarterbacks. And it's top-heavy with Burrow and Jackson. It is, though. Like those, you get that matchup twice a year. And not to mention, I know a lot of people listening, and Christian, I forget where you're at on this. I'm high on Aaron Rodgers next year on Pittsburgh. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great year in Pittsburgh. And I think Pittsburgh is going to be a 10-11 win football team next year. So those three quarterbacks in Jackson, Burrow, Rodgers, I think that's the best in the NFL next year, those three.
All right. Well, I guess it's all about what you're judging, because I think you have a really deep, dark, and scary trough at the bottom of the AFC North when you talk about quarterback play.
Well, yeah.
But you have a very high peak. I think that's very different if you want to talk about the AFC West, where you still have a pretty high peak. Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Justin Herbert, still top 10. Bo Nix, probably top 20. And then you also have, Geno Smith now?
Yeah, Geno and the Raiders. And those were the two I was thinking of. So goodbye you, Christian. The second one was the West. I mean,
if you're going to take an average of the starting quarterback of all these four teams, I think your number would be a lot better with the AFC West than the AFC North, because it's a big question mark with Aaron Rodgers. Wasn't that good last year with the Jets.
3,800 passing yards, but I understand.
Yeah.
A whole lot of nothing after that.
And then with the Cleveland Browns, you have a 5 quarterback race.
We don't need to bring them up. That's not even the biggest news surrounding that dumpster fire of an organization right now.
So I think your depth matters. I think that if your worst quarterback isn't very good, it should be a ding against your division's quarterback prowess.
I'm in shambles, by the way, right now with that team. You saw the Quinshon Judkins news? Christian, it's the second straight year a second-round pick from Ohio State has gotten arrested for something like that. My Michigan friends were blowing up my phone Saturday night.
Isn't the comparison
that godforsaken hour that it came out?
The second straight year, not only was it a rookie from Ohio State, but a rookie from Ohio State that's going to the Browns.
Correct.
So, this is a lot of dependent variables lining up.
Let's take, I'm a huge Buckeye fan, huge Brown fan. Second round pick last year, Michael Hall, Ohio State man, arrested for, domestic violence. Second round pick, Quinshon Judkins, the Ohio State University, arrested for domestic violence. So that team is currently in the doghouse, out of sight, out of mind. Back to the AFC West. Definitely the best body of work. Definitely that. I'm not as high as Bo Nix as others. We did a list. Colin had a list the other day of the best draft picks since 2000, and Bo Nix was on there in the top 25. Can we pump the brakes
in terms of the bargain that you got out of the quarterback, since he was not the first quarterback off the board?
But still, can we pump the brakes a bit? Can we? And Sean Payton cooks. I love Sean Payton. I think one of the best coach, probably top 5 coach in the NFL the last 20 years. Get all that. But let's let him do it again. Should we be saying the same thing about Jayden Daniels? Maybe. But Mahomes, Nix, Smith, Herbert. That's the best body of work. Christian, I think those are top two by far the best. The third division I kind of had in mind, though. This isn't for next year. This is maybe years down the line. Caleb Williams, J.J. McCarthy, Jordan Love. And then you got Jared Goff, too, who I think is properly rated. In my top 10, he's 9. In the executive coaches scouts, he's 8. But, like, that's what Goff is, and I don't think he's ever going to change. I worry about him in a big game. I worry about him in a playoff game. I've said it on this show numerous times throughout the NFL season last year. Kyle, I don't trust him in a big spot. Don't trust him in a big spot. Played him out of that game in the NFC in the divisional round. No one expected them to lose to the Commanders. I think Goff was the biggest reason they lost that game. But that's what he's, a top 10 quarterback. And if we're taking the frame of work, Christian is looking at the full frame of work of quarterbacks in the division. I wouldn't put him up there next year. But let's see what Caleb Williams can do with Ben Johnson. Let's see what J.J. McCarthy can do with Kevin O'Connell. That guy's the quarterback whisperer. I hate the term guru. You know, Matt Nagy was a quarterback guru. Hugh Jackson was a quarterback guru. I feel like that term is loosely, we use it a little too much when it comes to guys who probably don't deserve the title. But I think Kevin O'Connell might actually be the guru and the whisperer because he got Sam Darnold paid this offseason, who is now in Seattle. But the NFC North, probably not next year. They definitely, I think, have everything pointed towards the right direction as far as quarterbacks within their division and being possibly one of the best division-loaded quarterback division. Now, NFC West, Christian, of Kyler Murray, Matt Stafford. No, you're not a Brock Purdy guy. Brock Purdy and Sam Darnold. It's another decent one. The worst one on this list probably has to go to the NFC South right now. Wait and see on Michael Penix. Wait and see on Bryce Young. I think I've personally seen enough, but people on this show haven't. The Saints, Tyler
Shuck.
I always want to say Shoe, and then Baker Mayfield. So that's probably the worst one. Then the NFC East, I think, falls right in the middle of Dak Prescott, Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels. 888-760-3776. Talking quarterbacks today on Russo and Rizzo. Which division has the best quarterbacks? I'm going with the top-heavy AFC North. Christian is going with the full body of work on the AFC West. What say you? 888-760-3776. Now, AFC South, Christian, hang on now. I think they fall in the middle right now. But Stroud, Trevor Lawrence, Cam Ward, honestly, like Anthony Richardson for Indianapolis, I just don't think that's ever going to work out. So I'm going to go with the backup and Daniel Jones, probably going to be the starter week 1.
I think the NFC East is better than the AFC South.
I think so, too. With
NFC, excuse me. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, if we were rating these, I'm asking for the best. If you're going if you want to do the top 5, AFC North, AFC West, I'm probably putting, God, this is tough. It's NFC West or NFC East at 3. I'll go NFC East at 3 because of Jaden Daniels. NFC West at 4. God, I'll go NFC North 5. And then anywhere in the middle of South. The South is definitely the worst on the NFC side. So AFC East really just has Josh Allen. With all due respect to my Tua people out there, I know people love Tua. It's still a lot of Dolphin fans who like Tua that I talk to. But I'm not writing home about him. We'll wait and see on Drake May, and I don't think the New York Jets franchise quarterback is on the roster. Is that fair?
Yeah. No, yeah.
It's not
Justin
on the
Fields
roster yet.
I would have to move mountains this year in order to get them to buy in on him long term.
I love Fields, all right? But let's be honest with ourselves. He's probably going to be a lifelong journeyman starting wherever he could find a job, right? That bridge quarterback job.
Well, I don't even think he's a lifelong
starting. Stepping stone, you don't even think he's a bridge quarterback?
I think he found a perfect scenario in the Jets where they're trying to move off the Rodgers thing and figure things out this year. But I don't think that Justin Fields will be a starting quarterback outside of a Jets uniform in 2026.
Daniel Jones, you're probably going to see a little bit of that with Jones this year. I mentioned already because Anthony Richardson probably going to be hurt, but Christian does have a point. He's really going to have to, prove that he could throw for 4,000 yards and, do something he never did in Chicago. Listen, I did sports radio in Chicago for 3 years. The amount of times I'd have to hear people go, we've never had a 4,000-yard passer. Justin Fields basically came out and said he is going to be the first person to do that. Never came to fruition.
Yeah, he got his starting quarterback job happen twice in the NFL's career so far, where they drafted Caleb to get off of Fields, and Justin Fields could have blown away Mike Tomlin and the Steelers with his season starting. Fortunately for Fields' chances, the Russell Wilson injury, and he didn't do that.
Yeah, and the team played better with Wilson, too. I don't think there's arguments there either. Were any of them, raising the roof off? Probably not. That's why they weren't able to win a playoff game against your Ravens.
Yeah, as a fantasy football player, trust me, I want Justin Fields to be good because he tacked up a lot of points at the tail end of, I think, his last year in Chicago, if I'm not mistaken. But no, in terms of real football, not fantasy football, I can't see any team look at Justin Fields and say that's the future of our franchise outside of just the bridge the Jets have made.
888-760-3776, the number if you want to call in. Talking quarterbacks here on Russo and Rizzo, reacting to the top 10 quarterback list for 2025 from No Names Please, NFL executives, coaches, and scouts. Talking divisions. Which division is the most quarterback-rich division? Christian, can a rookie be on this list next year? And when I say this list, the top 10 quarterback list that we talked to from the executives, coaches, and scouts, none of us had Jayden Daniels on this list before the season last year. Can we see a rookie slide into the top 10 next year?
I think it's definitely possible. One season can vault you into that top 10 as viewed by the owners because it happened once. It could happen again. There wasn't a loaded quarterback draft this year, but certainly there's opportunity there.
Cam Ward, Jackson Dart, Jalen Milroe, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, Will Howard, Tyler Shuck. So it's Cam Ward or nobody, in my opinion. Dart's not going to be a starter. We'll see about Shuck, I guess, right?
Yeah, I mean,
in New Orleans,
plenty of opportunity.
That's a nightmare. Jalen Milroe, Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, obviously on the same team, and then Will Howard. Mike Tannenbaum famously kind of said a few weeks back that he thinks Will Howard's going to be the starter in Pittsburgh by Christmas. So certainly, to Christian's point, there's going to be opportunities for these young men to get in and show what they got. But I think Cam Ward probably is the only quarterback on this list that'll be able to sneak into the top 10 next year, if any, because he's the starter. He's the guy. He's the only, I think, quarterback on this list where you look at it and go, yep, he is the day one starter. I don't know if I trust Tennessee yet. The Coach Callahan, year 3 under Coach Callahan. Now they finally have the quarterback, but we'll have to wait and see what Tennessee is going to be next year. I like the weapons there. It's a team that has had recent success with Derrick Henry. You go all the way back. What Super Bowl was that, Christian? The Radio City Musical? I can't remember which one. But regardless, it ended with the Titans on the half-inch line of winning the game.
Yes, aptly named the Radio City Music Hall.
Thank you.
That was an awesome play.
Yeah, so there's been successor. Steve McNair, Eddie George. It's been a team throughout the last 20, 25 years that has seen playoff bursts and success. So I don't want to write off Coach Callahan at all, already. But I think it's a big year for the Tennessee Titans. I think it's going to be a big year for Cam Ward as well.
They did not change the playoff seeding format. And if a lot of executives, coaches have the same rationale as you, Mike, in terms of ranking quarterbacks, the AFC South is not it's kind of a walkover of a division. The Texans were not putting their best foot forward last year, and they still won the division.
Yeah.
The Titans could definitely win the division this year. And they got a home playoff game, and bam, all of a sudden you're one win away from going to the conference championship game.
To your point, I feel like the Texans were begging to – they lost 2 out of their last 3. Tough draws, by the way, Kansas City and Baltimore. And then beating Tennessee to ultimately go 10-7 and make the playoffs. We're able to beat the Chargers. God, that was that game where I mentioned Herbert threw 4 interceptions. So – 888-760-3776, that number to call on in. When we come back, I got some sound from Dan Orlowski talking a little college ball. Christian Cat, Penn State fan. Penn State keeps getting brought up. A little more of that when we return right here on Russo and Rizzo.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 1063.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
Are you one of those people that just can't focus at home? The dog barks, the kids are screaming, and you're thinking, how am I going to get all of this work done? Working from home can be distracting, but Intelligent Office is here to help you focus. They offer quiet and affordable private office and meeting spaces in Palm Beach Gardens to help you get your work done. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to reserve an office today.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
Yeah, man.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 1063.
No Colin Russo, Mike Rizzo, and Christian Cat got you covered until 6 o'clock today. We are streaming live on Twitter/X, YouTube, Facebook. You can watch us on camera at ESPN West Palm. Listen to us on that ESPN app. Open it up, hit the More tab, go down to Listen Live, and scroll down the ESPN West Palm. And obviously on that smart speaker, say, hey, Alexa, play ESPN West Palm. We're going to be hearing from Dan Orlowski talking about some of his favorite college football teams heading into the 2025-2026 season. Folks, I got the perfect college football spot for you coming up in December of 2025, and that is the 2025 Boca Raton Bowl. It's kicking off its 12th year. You heard that right. It's 12th year. Tuesday, December 23rd at 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. The game will air on ESPN. Two of the biggest and best teams from the group of five will battle it out for their shot at the title. For more information, you can find more information at BocaRatonBowl.com. That is BocaRatonBowl.com. You could also follow along on Twitter at Boca Bowl and Facebook.com/Boca Bowl for more updates. The 2025 Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd at Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Make sure you're locked into your latest news on the 2025 Boca Raton Bowl. I mentioned Dan Orlowski was on First Take today discussing his teams that he likes heading into the 2025-2026 college football season. And Christian, listen, man, I keep telling you, Penn State keeps on coming up.
I agree with Heather. I think Penn State is one of the, if not the best team in college football. Obviously, Ohio State will be there. We have to see what happens at the quarterback position. I think Illinois is going to be awesome in the Big Ten as well. So there's a lot of players in the Big Ten. The SEC is still the SEC. Don't sleep on Georgia. Don't sleep on Georgia. They're going to be phenomenal as well. South Carolina will be fantastic as well. Clemson is the team that lingers out there that is if they get past week 1 LSU, they are going to be a thorn in either conference, the Big Ten or the SEC side.
Christian, thoughts on Penn State? They keep on getting brought up, brother. Getting sold on your Nittany Lions yet?
Yeah, unfortunately, I got to see proof of concept. It stinks. But in this modern day college football era, playoff era, 4-team playoff era, now 12-team playoff era, you got to beat one of the big dogs before I consider you the best, to the alpha, the big dog. And unfortunately for Penn State, they just can't beat the best teams in their own conference or in the country. So I'm not willing to crown them, even if it's a preseason phony award that doesn't mean anything whatsoever. Not even that. Not even the
on paper, Christian. You're not giving them that.
I can't do that. I simply cannot do that. And as a Penn State football fan, I think I'm only saving future self. If I walk into 2025 as a Penn State fan thinking that Penn State is number one, it'll only make the inevitable heartbreak that much worse. And it'll make maybe the elation that much better if they are number 3, who beats number 1, because you have a manufactured underdog story.
There are big games this year, home against Oregon, and then on the road against Ohio State. So we'll find out quickly what Penn State is made of. I said this a couple of shows ago. I'm going to say it again. Penn State screams Michigan and Ohio State from the last 2 years to me. Michigan was a veteran team with a coach that was waiting to break through in Jim Harbaugh. They won the championship. Ohio State was a veteran team with a coach waiting to break through, or to break through, in Ryan Day. They did just that. Could it be Penn State this year? I'm sold on their roster. Christian, for me, it comes down to the quarterback. Can the quarterback make the big plays at the end of the game? I'm sick of seeing Drew Aller be the reason at end of games to put the nail in the coffin. It's usually he's throwing that interception late in the game to put the nail in the coffin. Him in his senior season, I think it's going to be up to the young man who grew up 20 minutes south of me in Medina, Ohio, to really take Penn State to the promised land this year. It helps when you got both of those veteran running backs coming from Penn State, and James Franklin are always deep on the defensive side. I think the sky's the limit for him. But to Christian's point, it's like you got to do it first. Like even with Ohio State, me being a spoiled Buckeye fan, even before, Christian, they won the championship last year, Ohio State has had that pedigree of winning big games. We're still waiting for that for Penn State.
Yeah, I feel like in any sports scenario, it is so difficult to see past the hump before you've gotten over the hump. And we talked about it earlier in the show about getting past Mahomes. If you're talking about Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, it's just so difficult to envision that happening that I can't put myself in those shoes. And it looked difficult for a long time for Michigan fans to envision beating Ohio State and getting over that hump, whether it was just regular season, the game rivalry, or being a power in college football. But eventually happened. So, this might be the thing that just hasn't happened yet, not meaning that it can't happen. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of unfair and it's kind of boring, but do it and then I'll believe it.
4-18. To Christian's point, James Franklin is 4-18 against The Ohio State University, Michigan, and Oregon. Now, a team that Dan also brought up there, Christian, that I think I'm really high on this year is Clemson. Clemson's got to get back to being Clemson, and the ACC desperately needs Clemson to be good next year. I just don't think, when you look at the ACC top to bottom next year, the top 3 teams are probably Clemson, Miami, and SMU. I'm not really willing to put anyone else from the ACC in kind of the, I don't want to say elite category, but how about this? The category of maybe going to the college football playoff. You saw SMU go to the playoff last year, didn't stand a chance against the Nittany Lions. Miami had every chance to go to the playoff last year. They shot themselves in the foot too many times at the end of the season against Georgia Tech and against Syracuse. But with Carson Beck going to Miami, Mario Cristobal being able to get talent through the door in Miami, I think they need to come together as a team. And then SMU might have the second best quarterback in the ACC. And yes, I'm including Carson Beck on that. I think Klubnik is probably the best. And then SMU's quarterback is right behind him as well. So those teams right there, I think in the ACC have a chance to do it. But Christian, if I had to make it, if I had to make an opinion, if I had to make a statement rather, how about that? About how many ACC teams are going to be in the playoff this year, I'm probably just going to have to go with one, and Clemson being the champion of the ACC. Now, other teams as well that Danny O was high on. I'm still waiting to see on South Carolina. Lenora Sellers is great. I love Beamer. I loved his dad at Virginia Tech. I think that's a great family, football family. I think he is the right guy there to turn that around. The SEC, Chris, is just such a gauntlet. I can't sit here and outside of Georgia, just because they still have Kirby Smart and the best defense in the country, I can't sit here and even though I think Georgia's down, I've said multiple times this is probably one of Georgia's worst roster in 10 years, but a lot of it is because of the quarterback play and the skill weapons around him. Georgia dropped so many passes last year. They got Zachary Branch from USC, the transfer, big kid, but I still am a wait and see on that offense. But outside of Georgia and Texas, I'm wait and see on a lot of these teams in the SEC. You got Brian Kelly over there at LSU. I mean, the article today on ESPN.com is, can Brian Kelly and LSU win it all? Before we say win it all, can they get to the college football playoff? I think that's fair. Can they get to the college football playoff? I think those are the questions that need to be asked before if Brian Kelly can win it all. Florida's going to be a good team. Lagway got voted the best quarterback in the SEC. So ESPN came out with their top 10 quarterback lists in the SEC. Arch Manning was criminally low. The Mouth of the South was not happy about that. He was 4 on the list, but Lagway was number 1. Sellers was as low as 3. So I think it's just the totality of teams eating each other in the SEC. It is real. 888-760-3776. I'm starving for college football. I know Christian is a big Penn State fan. I know you Florida fans are as well. If it's the Seminoles, if it's Miami, if it's the Kaiser Seahawks, if it's any of the teams that we root for here in the state of Florida, we could all agree we are starving for a little college football. Folks, coming up at 5:25, Jonathan Zaslow will join the program, the voice of the 305. We're going to ask him about this quarterback list. We'll ask our college football questions to him today as well. Christian, I believe he saw Superman too.
Well, you didn't see Superman 2. We saw Superman as well.
As well. Sorry. He saw the new Superman directed by Gunn. And I want to get his opinions on that without spoilers, spoiler-free, obviously. But I heard great ratings about Superman, the new movie, and we talked about it the last time he was on the show. So we'll touch on all of that with him coming up at 5:25. Christian will be handling the 5 at 5 today. Coming up next on Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Hey, you ready for a stress-free move? Choose Safebound Moving and Storage, Florida's #1 movers. With a solid reputation, we set the standard for excellence. Trust us for local, long-distance, commercial, or luxury moves. We offer over 200,000 square feet of secure storage. We handle everything, so you don't have to. Your possessions will be treated like our own, always in perfect condition. Visit safeboundmoving.com for a free quote. Safe with Safebound. Your move matters.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
When you're in pain and an hour seems like a day seems like a month, there's only one place to go for your treatment. Pain Care Florida. Our pain management specialists have the knowledge and experience in state-of-the-art procedures to relieve pain and get you moving. Time waits for no one, especially when you're in pain. Visit paincareflorida.com. Pain Care Florida. Stop hurting, start living today.
The weather is heating up and summer is here. Stay cool with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can take advantage of 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong in sports, not in your home. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the name you can trust since 2006. Visit EDSisyes.com today. Game day comfort starts now. Don't sweat the small stuff.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Get ready, South Florida. It's the 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl. Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at FAU's Flagler Credit Union Stadium. Two of the best group of 5 teams go head-to-head in the ultimate holiday showdown. Over 150 players have gone from this field to the NFL. Who's next? Visit BocaRatonBowl.com for the latest, including when tickets will go on sale. The 12th annual Boca Raton Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 2 p.m. at Flagler Credit Union Stadium.
ESPN 106.3 is your home for live sports presented by Hard Rock Bet, home of Inter Miami, Miami Heat, and the Miami Dolphins. Catch all the action and the biggest matchups throughout the week right here on ESPN 106.3. Hard Rock Bet, it's Florida's official sports book. Try Hard Rock Bet now and receive up to $100 back in bonus bets if your first bet doesn't win. It's offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida, must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida. Wager terms and conditions apply. Considered by gambling. Call 1-888-ADMITTED.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $889 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, proud partner of Florida Atlantic University Athletics.
Hi, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and it's time to play ball on ESPN 106.3. Tonight, it's bombs away. The biggest bats in baseball swing for the fences in the Home Run Derby. Coverage starts at 8 on ESPN 106.3.
Now, it's time for a little R&R.
All into the bucket, lays it up and in.
Ball game, Rizzo! Live in the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, this is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
This team is going to be tough when they finally get it together.
Sit back and relax. Let Russo and Rizzo take you home.
Oh, mercy! Light him up, Collins!
Hour number 2 of Russo and Rizzo. Come on in on a wet Monday. 888-760-3776, that number to call on in. We're going to hit the 5 at 5 in just a second. But Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat, no Colin Russo. He is in Cusco, Peru right now as he is gearing up for his spiritual journey through the jungle to Machu Picchu.
The Disney show about Cusco.
Is there?
Cusco's New Groove, I believe. Very good show.
Did I miss that one?
Possibly. Was Kronk pull the lever?
Yeah, I missed that. Disney? Wizards of Waverly Place? I'm trying to think. Hannah Montana?
Yes.
I'm trying to think what else I grew up with.
The Emperor's New Groove is a 2000s animated Disney movie. Hour and 18 minutes.
Is that the guy with the really long neck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually do vaguely remember that. Vaguely remember that as the 90s, baby. Oh, God. Maybe. I think I have seen that. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. It's probably 6 or 7 when that thing came out. But regardless, hour number 2. This is where we usually check in with Christian Cat, see how he's doing. Christian, how you doing, brother?
Doing fantastic, man. They got my coffee right on my drive in, which is always imperative. I go in weird waves of I go to a chain spot for my coffee, and there's a location if I drive west and go a little bit out of my way when coming to the office, or there's one that's on my direct route on Okeechobee to the office. And oftentimes I'll go out of my way because one location is a little bit better than the others.
I was going to say the one out of the way, definitely probably the better spot if I had to assume. I'm very simple when it comes to coffee. It's just straight black. I think it's a red eye. My brother and I, when we're on vacation and we're really getting no sleep, we'll do a red eye, Christian, where you mix black coffee and an espresso. That'll get the body pumping. That's what Dan Campbell drinks, by the way.
Really? Yeah. I just like the correct mix of caramel and cream. It's a number. 3 caramel, 5 cream each and every time I order my coffee. Yep. But it comes out differently depending on the establishment, depending on the chain location. And that was perfect today. I started watching Nathan Fielder's second season of The Rehearsal on HBO.
Nice.
Which he is a brain to behold. You want to talk about rabbit holes and how you can go down rabbit holes on accident on the radio sometimes when talking about sports? That guy turns a rabbit hole into a television show because you do not know how an episode is going to start and how it will finish. It's ridiculous.
What's in it? I'll check it out.
Nathan Fielder, his first show was Nathan For You, which is a very funny, like 20 to 25-minute show, episodes and a couple of seasons. But he did so well with that HBO gave him a show where it's like an hour-long episodes called The Rehearsal.
Nice.
The Rehearsal is the latest edition of Nathan Fielder. Season 2 came out a while ago, but I never got around to it, so I'm watching that now.
We'll be talking to Jonathan Zaslow coming up at 5:25. We're going to ask him about the new Superman movie. Christian, I started a new anime as well, Castlevania. I did a whole 2 seasons, 16 episodes. I did 16 episodes yesterday, about 20 minutes. Very locked into Castlevania in my new anime. So that was Sunday for Mike Rizzo. It is now time, though, to do the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union. Christian Cat handling things as always. Let's do the 5 at 5 presented by Flagler Credit Union.
5 topics.
High five.
5 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Let's get out of here.
Endless takes.
You can't handle the truth.
All gas, no brakes.
And it's shaking big time.
It's time for the 5 at 5.
Hold on to your butts.
Presented by Flagler Credit Union. Proud supporter of FAU Athletics. Earn up to $700 per year with boost checking from Flagler Credit Union. Number 1.
We finished off the first hour of Russo and Rizzo today, the 4 o'clock hour of Russo and Rizzo today, talking about college football.
I can't get enough of it. I'm addicted.
You know who's not in college football right now, at least on the sideline? He's on the television set. He's on the set of College Game Day. Well, it's Nick Saban.
Yeah, St.
Nick. Of course.
Old St. Nick.
But will that change, whether professionally or in college ball? Former Alabama Quarterback Greg McElroy says, don't be surprised.
I did have a couple of people that I respect say, don't rule out Coach getting back in it. He's too competitive. I think he loves the game too much. Like, don't rule it out. I'm like, no way. Come on. That was my reaction like everybody else. Roll. Come on, get out of here. No, I was like, just saying, don't rule it out. I'm like, all right, that's cool. I'll ask Paul. You know, like Paul's connected. I'll ask him on the show on Monday. So I asked him point blank. I was like, Paul, I wouldn't ask the question if it weren't a couple people I trust and respect that seem to think that this is a possibility. And Paul and I both kind of laugh like, no, absolutely not. I don't see it as a likelihood. Like, he's completely content doing what he's doing. I don't get it. So I just am surprised that basically me asking Paul if he had more information on it has now turned into Coach Saban has taken the Miami Dolphins head coaching job.
Any chance we see Nick Saban back on the sideline somewhere?
He seems comfy, does he not? I mean, I am that person who wakes up on Saturday and doesn't miss a minute of game day. Full pot of coffee, getting biscuits and bagels and breakfast sandwiches, locked in, getting my bets in, watching game day with the whole gang. I loved him this year. I absolutely love Nick Saban this year on game day. I personally hope he doesn't leave, and I hope he doesn't coach as well, because wherever he's going to go, he's going to be elite. Like, Christian, you as a Penn State fan, me as a Buckeye fan, like, I hope he doesn't coach again, especially in college. Stay away.
Yeah.
My God, we did. We dominated college football for 20 years, it seemed like. By the way, Greg McElroy, championship quarterback for Nick Saban. You know, he called him coach. 2010, Greg McElroy and that championship team. He does a great job for ESPN, too. If you want a good college football podcast, it's ESPN CFB on YouTube. Let's put it this way. When a new video drops on that channel with McElroy, and I know it's Fox, but I love him. I don't care. Joel Klatt. Those are my two college football channels. So McElroy does a great job. I'm with him. I don't think Saban gets back into coaching. He's comfy on that set. God, let's hope he doesn't coach, because he's going to be really good again.
Number 2.
Let's go to the NFL, where a big signing as of a couple of minutes ago. The New York Jets are signing wide receiver Garrett Wilson to a 4-year, $130 million extension, $90 million guaranteed. That has him 5th in terms of average annual value. In terms of wide receivers, he's behind Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and DK Metcalf. Does it surprise you that the New York Jets are paying a receiver before figuring out the quarterback, or does it make sense?
No, because I think Garrett's a special talent. Obviously, I'm biased here, him being a Buckeye, but let's go through Wilson's last couple of quarterbacks. I mean, my goodness. Guy had 100 yards, had 100 catches and 1,100 yards receiving last year. Now, Aaron Rodgers, I know I go to bat for him, but that was a nightmare in New York. We could all agree on that. He had 2 games of Tyrod Taylor, and then let's go back to 2023 where he had Zach Wilson, Trevor Siemian, Tim Boyle, Thomas Morstead. I mean, how many quarterbacks are you going to throw this guy's way? And 2 years ago, 95 receptions and over 1,000 yards as well. He deserves it. He's a top receiver in the NFL. I love that the Jets are locking him in. I think the Jets are kissing the ground that kid still wants to be in New York. Why the hell would he, right? I mean, why would he want to stick around in New York and play for umpteen number quarterbacks again?
Yeah, being there for the before Aaron Rodgers situation, the entire Aaron Rodgers experiment, and to stick around after the fact with an organization, sure, money talks, but I'm pretty sure that there are organizations that are not named the New York Jets that would have signed him for that contract, if not a hair more. I think you might call him more valuable than DK Metcalf.
People would overpay for Garrett Wilson, absolutely. Goodbye him, man. Like I said, I'm close to the situation. I heard great things about him and that whole receiving room at Ohio State. Not surprised that he's going to stick around and see that through in New York. And good on him, because that is an absolute nightmare. I probably would have left.
Number 3.
The Home Run Derby is tonight on ESPN. Mike, you like the Home Run Derby.
Love it.
Is the Home Run Derby the best event in sports that is essentially gimmicky?
It's the best shtick. Do we agree? That's the best shtick.
Exactly what I just said.
Yep, the best shtick by far. What, are you going to do the skills competition where Chris Paul was cheating last year? They owe people their money back. The NBA. They owe people their money back for what the hell happened in, I believe, Indianapolis this past year.
I'm kind of partial to the NFL dodgeball.
That is fun. Well, that's fun. But it's not
the NHL has their own All-Star weekend.
Christian, this is the last shtick. It's the last one.
The last one that lives.
Correct.
And people actually care about.
Yeah. And by the way, I found out from you, thank you very much, that I could say this nickname on air. You got the big dumper tonight who's hit 38 home runs. Right?
Yeah. He also just confirmed Cal Raleigh, you're talking about, out of Seattle, who leads the league in home runs. I believe he got to 39 before the All-Star break.
I think it's 38. I could be wrong. I swear I am your person for baseball. Pretty sure he's stuck at 38 and did not tie Bonds' record.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he did not tie Bonds' record. He's still sitting at 38 home runs.
So Cal Raleigh is the favorite at plus 260 over on Hard Rock Bet. Cal Raleigh did just commit to the World Baseball Classic, so you'll see him before the Major League Baseball season next year. Do you think that it's bet Raleigh or don't bet at all? Or
No.
Thinking?
I got my place. I got my place.
You got
ready?
Your place?
Yeah, I got my place.
We're standing by for later on the show, or do you want to give a teaser?
Let's just say I'm going with a couple of the young bats in the home run derby coming up tonight. Christian, I'm absolutely juiced for it, and I cannot wait.
Number 4.
Check this out of the NBA, because we are at the time of year where free agency kind of came and went. The finals are way back in the rearview mirror, but LeBron James is kind of making headlines. Take a listen to what Clinton Yates had to say about the fascinating situation that LeBron James and the Lakers have caught themselves in.
18 years old, but we've known who he was since he was 15 if you're around basketball circles. And almost every single thing he's done has been under a public spotlight. He's now entering a space that none of us have ever seen. Never mind him. A person of his talent, a person of his fame, a person of his success, effectively not being able to pick what they want to do, with whom they want to do it, and where they want to do it is newfound territory for all of us. And that, to me, is why this is fascinating, because if you read their story, Momo and Wendy's, that is, there's this entire discussion about how the Lakers are trying to show Luka that he's the next guy. And I just can't imagine what it's like at this stage to be LeBron and have to watch this in real time and then make a decision as to whether or not it's genuinely something you want to be a part of.
Of course, LeBron James did opt into his player option with the Lakers, but Luka Doncic is clearly being prioritized above LeBron James, currently in LA, and that feels unprecedented.
Remember when the new ownership, I think you were on the board for this show, the new ownership group bought the Lakers, and I looked at Colin and I said, do you think they ship him out? And at the time, Colin was very critical of it. And listen, I understand it's LeBron James. Look at where we are now, though. Look at where we are now. Does it, Evan, by the way, the Don of this show, Evan Cohen, was on, and I wish I had the sound. I knew I should have cut it, Christian. But the Don basically said to end the show today that he thinks LeBron's going to get traded, and it smells like that. He's not the only person that says that. All right? I'm fluent in the language of LeBron James in the offseason. I agree with Evan. It sounds like he doesn't want to be there. He has 52 million reasons why to be there, and opting into the player contract, I could totally see him being traded, and I hope it's, back home.
Number 5.
Happy National Mac and Cheese Day for all those that celebrate. How do you concoct, create, chef up the perfect mac and cheese? Because every region kind of has their take on it. I've heard hot dogs being chopped up and tossed in. I've heard, and forgive me for this, I've heard people that just like the boxed Kraft over the home style. I've heard the breadcrumbs is the way to go. Mike, what's the perfect mac and cheese?
It's lobster mac and cheese.
Whoa, high dollar.
Lobster mac and cheese. And I'm actually coming from, and Christian, you love when I say I'm Sicilian. Coming from the Sicilian roots, my grandmother always made it. And especially when Uncle Patrick would bring back the lobsters from Gunkwit, Maine. Those are always special Christmases. But Christian, I want to give a shout out to the Breakers like they need a shout out. I went to HMF, which is, by the way, Stephanie Prince, our general manager. I asked her, I'm like, Steph, my uncle's coming into town. He's a bit on the swankier side, like swankier places. She goes, Riz, take him to HMF. Great shop. We got the lobster mac and cheese there. We both had a second order of the lobster mac and cheese.
Oh.
Yeah. But HMF at Breakers is one of those places where you pull up, Christian, and you park in the public lot and you walk in. Me and, my Ford SUV that I finally paid off. Seems like I'm a little out of place there. But wow, that lobster mac and cheese was something special. That's immediately what I think of when you say mac and cheese right now.
I've never been a fan. I'm sure it tastes good and I like it.
It's unreal.
But I'd rather separate my lobster and my mac and cheese because lobster doesn't need any additions.
Have you ever had it, though?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it feels like the lobster flavor sometimes gets watered down by the mac and cheese flavor. Mac and cheese is pretty overwhelming, if you ask me. That's why I also don't do mac and cheese burgers or novelty items that throw mac and cheese on anything as if it's a topping.
I'm with you on that. Skip me on the mac and cheese on a sandwich or a burger. I'll have it on the side, and I'll pick at it when I'm not eating my burger. But, yeah, Christian, we might...
Velveeta or Kraft, if you got to go that route, and not freaking Breakers.
Velveeta.
Yeah.
Velveeta. It's the only correct answer, by the way.
Growing up...
we all have eaten Kraft, right? We all have, but Velveeta's better.
You know what I didn't like?
I
did not like as a kid growing up, and they would have like the SpongeBob shaped mac and cheese. It was crunchy, it was hard.
Too much going on.
Or like it defeated the purpose. Sometimes you have popsicles that look good because they have gumball eyes, and it kind of adds to it and it tastes good. But when you try to shape a noodle into SpongeBob, it doesn't cook well, and it doesn't taste as well if you ask me. So that's what I would have to say about mac and cheese. If I'm going to make one take about mac and cheese, it's that the Nickelodeon mac and cheese boxes could do without in my entire life.
Yeah. I mean, Christian, they were crunchy. Did you maybe not cook it long enough?
It's hard to cook it perfectly because if you rigid edges aren't really intended to be macaroni. It's supposed to be smooth.
And then if you sear it, they're too soft. So totally agree.
Breadcrumbs, mac and cheese, now?
Sure.
Okay.
Why not? Right? It's not like a deal breaker for me.
Yeah,
how about that?
What wrong can it do?
Right. I'm trying to think if there is a wrongdoing on mac and cheese.
So hot dogs, that's a big thing in certain regions. I think Midwest, no? Chopping up hot dogs and put it in the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
It never was my household thing. I probably wouldn't want it. I've never been faced with either eat it with hot dogs or don't eat it at all.
My mom would always, like a quick meal she can make for us because she's always had some kielbasa in the freezer. Kielbasa with mac and cheese. Like when I'd come home and be like, Ma, hungry.
Like they chop up and put it in? Or
No.
Okay.
But she would make the Velveeta, on the side.
Ooh, man. Also, another growing up thing with mac and cheese. With Velveeta, it always felt like it was a higher class. Even though you go into a Publix and you see a Kraft box is like $2.50 and a Velveeta box is like $3.50.
Yep.
But that felt like we were eating good.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of a special occasion mac and cheese.
My friends and I, for instance, we come, drunk as skunks from Browns games, watching them lose. Mom, hungry. Kielbasa. Always go to. She'd put the bread out, whole 9 yards. You can make sandwiches. Oh, God. Folks, we got to take a time out. Jonathan Zazo, 525. We're going to be talking to him coming up next. We'll loop him in on all of our conversations, ask him about that new Superman movie right here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
I'm Mark Anajar. I'm Glenn Levine.
I'm Ellie Anajar.
Together, we're Anajar and Levine, and our team is a triple threat to big insurance companies.
Don't settle with the insurance companies for a fraction of what your case is worth. We'll fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Get your free case review right now. We'll help you take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
A resort destination beyond compare, yet conveniently close to home. The Breakers Palm Beach offers everything you desire with the service you deserve in a breathtaking oceanfront setting. Immerse yourself in unparalleled seaside glamour and enjoy all the Breakers has to offer as you create lasting memories with those who matter most. The best part, you don't have to travel far to feel worlds away. Visit thebreakers.com or call 1-800-BREAKERS today.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in. We begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
I might be too strung out on compliments, overdosed on confidence.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Rolling on along here, Russo and Rizzo, a wet Monday here in South Florida. It is now time, though, to go to a man who knows probably more than anybody about South Florida sports here. Jonathan Zaslow, the voice of the 305, joining Russo and Rizzo.
You might know him as the Cooper City Rattlesnake. He's the human flamethrower of Miami sports radio.
Hey, you could be a maniac without being a jerk.
The preacher of the Pat Riley Gospel.
They don't complain. They don't make excuses. This is the NBA. Deal with it.
The mayor of Dolphins Delusion.
Can the Bills' offense keep up with the Dolphins' offense?
And the only guy who can go from breaking down the Panthers' power play to cutting a full-blown Ric Flair promo. Woo! Jonathan Zaslow is the voice of the 305.
Jonathan Zaslow from the Zaslow Show 2.0. You can hear him on a plethora of other things as well. ESPN Radio. He's in charge of the college football pregame show for ESPN. We hear him on Dan Le Batard. And Zaz, listen, brother, you posted this about 20 minutes ago on your social media. I wasn't able to watch because I'm doing the show here, partner. Why do I see Naruto with you and Le Batard today? What's going on there?
Oh, is that who that is? Is that Naruto?
Brother, you got to fill me in here. That's Naruto Uzumaki, the 7th Hokage of the Leaf Village on Le Batard today. You got to fill me in on what happened.
That's right. My son watches Naruto. I don't know anything about Naruto though. Yeah, so I mean, I've been wearing, that's I've been wearing wigs on the Le Batard show. I don't know any other way to put it. I've been wearing wigs. I lost a bet like a month ago. And the losing end of the bet was I have to wear a hair system throughout the rest of the summer. And so I'm hoping that the summer ends at the end. Does the summer end of July or end of August?
I say Listen, it's different in South Florida. I grew up in the Midwest, as it's definitely like Labor Day for me. But you tell me as a lifelong Florida man, I mean,
Labor Day, that's into September, isn't it?
Brother, you got to realize you get 4 months of good weather growing up where I was from, May. You don't even get May anymore. My parents don't even get May up north. They get June, July, August, and then they get about 65, 70s
So you're telling me there's
September.
no scenario where
None.
summer's over to the end of July?
None, because it's 90 in August, and my mother and father are still laying out on the deck, okay?
Daz, you have kids. Me and Mike don't. When do kids go back to school? That's when summer ends, if you ask me.
Great question.
Probably.
I don't know. My wife deals with that stuff. Like, I'm just here for the ride. I don't know about all that.
Well, Zaz, listen, I know the last time we spoke, and I know you took the boys to the Superman movie.
Yeah.
You got to, brother, I've heard great. I'm still spoiler-free. I told you I'm going to see it with my old man when I'm home. Give me your synopsis. Obviously, no spoiler-free, but was it great?
It's my favorite superhero movie of all time.
Stop it!
Yep. I've never enjoyed a superhero more than I enjoyed that Superman movie. I loved it so much. I want to see it again. I spent the entire movie with a smile on my face. It was so enjoyable. It was super funny. It was fun. And this is coming from someone who really, really likes Man of Steel. Okay, I really, really liked Zack Snyder's, his vision for the DC universe, and I really dug Henry Cavill, and I really like Man of Steel. But Man of Steel, you've seen Man of Steel?
I have.
Okay, like that movie, I think it's it's very polarizing for some people. I think it's a really good movie, but that movie's not fun.
Yeah, it's a bit dark, right?
It's not fun. This movie is so much fun, and it just felt like this is what Superman is supposed to be. Like, the movie was hilarious. It's typical James Gunn fare. He made the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, and this is clearly the tone that we're going to get with these DC movies and certainly the Superman movies. David Corn Sweat, I think, is as good as it gets for Superman. Nicholas Hoult, incredible Lex Luger. So good. And the side characters are so much better than you could have wanted them to be. And I'll tell you also, spoiler free, Mr. Terrific. I mean, he steals the scenes he's in. Mr. Terrific was he was really, really great. It's such a fun movie. You're gonna love it. I can't wait to see it again. I think it's my favorite superhero movie of all time.
Zez, I say stop it because my favorite superhero movie ever. I got 3. Number 1, The Dark Knight with Christian Bale. Number 2, Avengers Infinity War. Number 3, Dark Knight Rises.
Right.
In that order. You're telling me I'm going to... And Zaz, a lot of this stuff we see eye to eye on. All the superhero stuff, outside of the new Marvel stuff, which you kind of miss me on. I like to think that we're one and the same when it comes to this stuff. I can't wait to see it.
Well,
I'm so
I'm not
excited.
I'm not telling you that it's the best superhero movie, although I think it's very high up there.
Your
for
favorite.
Instance,
it's your favorite.
Yeah, like for instance, I think the best superhero movie is Captain America: Winter Soldier. All right, just what an incredible spy movie. But this is. I've never enjoyed a movie more than this one. It makes you feel good. There's so many feel-good movies in it, and that's what Superman's supposed to do. Mm-hmm. Superman's supposed to make you feel good. The movie's got a lot of heart to it, and you're going to love it, especially if you go see it with your father.
Yep.
You're going to love it. It is a fantastic movie.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to I saw that, I guess it is a spoiler. Actually, I will not say it, but Zaz, just know a certain, I'm looking forward to maybe some other movies coming down the line, okay? And I saw a couple of maybe hints of some other movies coming down the line.
You know what I will tell you, and again, this is I'm telling you something, but you're going to be glad that I tell you this, and it's not spoilers. So the movie has 2 post-credit scenes,
right.
All right? You don't have to stick around. You don't have to wait through the credits and see it. You know how a lot of times, you'll wait for the post-credits? Because a lot of times they give you, it'll be like a dopey post-credit scene, and then there'll be another one where it's, ooh, that's what's coming up next. Or what does that mean, And then if it's not that, you're like, man, I'll wait around an extra 15 minutes for this. That's exactly what's going to happen with this. The 2 post-credit scenes are not worth you staying. You can get up when the movie ends because the what's to come next he puts in the movie.
Amazing. Yep.
So don't waste your time waiting for the post credits.
And what you said, Zaz, is what I'm excited about because that's my favorite.
So don't wait for the post credits.
Okay.
It's not worth your time.
Now, Jonathan Zazzo from the Zazzo Show 2.0, you can hear him on ESPN Radio, Le Batard. Our guy is everywhere. Jonathan Zazzo joining the show on Russo and Rizzo. Zaz, I'm sure you saw the list. I started the show today. I feel like I'm Santa Claus. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice. The NFL top 10 quarterbacks in 2025 from No Names Please NFL executive coaches and scouts.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes, number 1. Josh Allen, number 2. Joe Burrow, 3. Lamar Jackson, 4. Jayden Daniels, 5. Let's start there, Zaz. Once again, Mahomes, 1. Allen, 2. Burrow, 3. Jackson, 4. Daniels, 5. Are you okay with this top 5?
I am, because the top 4, whatever order you want to put them in, I don't care. The top 4 is the same across the board. Like, nobody's top 4 is different from Mahomes, Burrow, Jackson, and Allen. Then at number 5, see, that's where the tier ends. The top 4 in the top tier. Okay,
I agree.
And so then it depends on, all right, who's atop the second tier for you? So is it Jayden Daniels, or, like here you got Stafford 6 and Herbert 7, Goff 8, Hurts 9, and then Baker Mayfield rounding out the top 10. So those guys right there, I would say 5 through 10, that's probably the second tier. I would have Hurts higher than 9. I get it, the Eagles are a super well-rounded team, but the winning has to count for something.
Agreed.
All right, so Herbert, I've never seen Herbert do it in a big game. Herbert actually stinks in big games, all right?
4 interceptions last year, Zaz.
I've seen Hurts do it in big games. I've seen him play great twice in 2 Super Bowls, having won one of them. So having Herbert ahead of Hurts, I don't like that. The winning has to count for something. But, if you want to have Jayden Daniels number 5, I don't love him at number 5 because I've only seen 1 year. For instance, if we did this last year, would I have had C.J. Stroud as number 5 coming off of the incredible rookie season he had? Like, you're essentially telling me you would have had Stroud at number 5, but then Stroud didn't take that next step forward in year 2. Not that he had a bad year 2, but it was pretty similar to his rookie season.
Yep.
So I think we're expecting Jayden Daniels to now take another big leap in year 2. But what if he doesn't? The same way Stroud didn't. So I don't love Daniels. I got to see a little bit more than 1 year. Certainly have him in top 10. That's easy. But I would have Hurts number 5 because the winning's got to count for something.
Now you bring up Jayden Daniels, and Zaz, where I stand on this is I don't think the Commanders are going back to the NFC Championship game. He already set forth the expectation that this team is going to be competing in the NFC again next year. Says, I think the league got better. I don't see that team going to the NFC Championship game for 2 years in a row. Just like how I think the Vikings are probably not going to win 14 games next year. So I like the point on that. Partner, I agree with it. You could put the back end of this either way. I managed to go Daniels 5, Stafford 6, Hurts 7, Mayfield 8, Goff 9, Herbert 10. That's how my back end shook out. But like you said, very interchangeable. Now, I did have Burrow over Jackson. Thoughts there?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like Burrow is...
I go to playoff success, Zaz.
Here's what I would say.
Right? The Chiefs' juggernaut. Burrow's the only one to beat the Chief juggernaut.
Well, and here's what I would say. The Bengals, when the Bengals lose, and that includes not making the playoffs, when the Bengals lose, you don't look at it and say... Burrow didn't have a good enough game. Like the reason they lost is because the defense stinks and they're losing these shootouts. When the Ravens lose in these playoff games, they scored 10 points, they scored 13 points, and you look at Lamar Jackson's numbers like, wow, he didn't play well.
Yeah.
So I have no problem with Burrow ahead of Jackson.
Moments in time. Burrow had his moment in time going to the Super Bowl. Josh Allen had his moment in time of playing good enough to beat Kansas City, but Leslie Frazier...
Same thing with Allen. When the Bills fall short, it's not because Allen did not have a good game.
Agreed. Jonathan Zazzo from the Zazzo Show 2.0 is our guest. Zaz, we talked a little college ball. We heard Dan Orlowski kind of give us his teams heading into the 2025-2026 season. Almost under 40 days here, partner. I am dying for some college football. I know you are handling that show this year again. Give me a couple of teams that should be on the radar as we enter college football season here shortly.
Well, I think Notre Dame's an interesting team because of how they're changing the college football playoff format now. After just the way they're doing it now is, if you're one of the five, the highest ranked 5 conference champions get automatic bids now, but that does not include that the top 4 get buys. That's no longer the case. So what that means is a Notre Dame team who we never thought was going to be allowed to get a buy because they're an independent, 1 year later, they can get a bye if they're a top 4 team.
Funny how that works.
Long, So I think it's interesting that Notre Dame is now in that spot, and we know how great they were last year. So what Notre Dame does and would they wind up having a bye, that's certainly interesting. And the Big Ten's going to be great. I know one of them today on television. Maybe it was Feinbaum who was talking about just how many teams the Big Ten's going to wind up getting in. We're talking Ohio State, of course, Penn State. Penn State should be great. That's SEC and Big Ten. We know how it goes. Like those are the top teams. But I think Notre Dame's an interesting team because of the chance that they could have a bye this year.
Now, Zaz, got to ask, what about Archfest? What about Arch Manning? Is that week one matchup?
I already said how I feel about Arch Manning. Can I at least see it on the field? He's the best quarterback since Tim Tebow.
Well, what do you mean? The mouth of the South has him winning the Heisman Trophy before he even starts a game as number 1 starter.
I mean,
right?
He very well may, but we're calling him the best college quarterback since Tebow. Hey, I'm sorry. This is no murderer's row when you're talking about UL Monroe, UT San Antonio, Mississippi State. It's not a murderer's row right there. Like, we're going to find out August 30th. All right, Ohio State hosting Texas. Arch Manning better come out the gates and, light him up.
Yeah, you better be ready to go.
Otherwise, I'm tired of hearing about Arch Manning. Come on.
Yeah. Zaz, any interest in the Derby tonight? You got a favorite?
No.
No interest?
No, I don't think I'm interested. It takes too long.
What about the big? Hang on, you got the big dumper. Guy had 38 homers before the break.
Yeah,
maybe tune in for that.
Yeah, I will have it on the small TV. All right, the Home Run Derby will be on the small TV in the Zaslow Mansion family because the big TV, everybody knows on Monday nights. Monday Night Raw goes on the big TV. All right, so that's our setup this evening.
I'm 2 episodes behind Raw, Zaz. So let's.
You didn't watch over the weekend? Evolution.
I got a lot to catch up on.
What a show! Evolution was great.
My buddies,
last night.
So my WWE chat, my buddy Bruce, he was blowing us up over the weekend.
Evolution
I heard it was great.
Was fantastic last night.
Christian went to that AEW. No Bart, help me out with
Texas Deathmatch.
Texas Deathmatch. Are you familiar?
I had not ordered AEW in a long time, maybe a year since I ordered an AEW pay-per-view. I ordered all in. I watched it.
Attaboy.
Man, you strapped in for 6 hours?
No, I know. I ordered it like halfway through.
Okay.
Yeah. I ordered it around 5:30 p.m. And then I just picked up from there because I was really only interested in the final 3 matches, the triple main event. But I watched it. It was good. I enjoyed it.
For your years and probably no one listening, watch Ospreay Swerve versus the Young Bucks. That's the only thing you missed. That is definitely got to be on your list to watch from that pay-per-view to go back on.
Now, where were you sitting? Did you have decent seats where you could see? Because it's tough in a baseball park.
We were in the second level, but close to the bottom. So, yeah, we saw everything. It was good.
Yeah. All right. Here, hot tip, by the way.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I decided. I even bought the plane tickets. Going to SummerSlam.
Hey!
Both days?
That's right. No, we're just going to go to night 2 because we want to make sure that we can see Cena versus Cody.
Nice.
But
absolutely.
Me and my boy, we're going to SummerSlam.
Zaz, obviously we could hear you on ESPN Radio. We could find you on the Dan Le Batard Show. But where else can we find the one Jonathan Zaslow?
Yeah, Zaslow Show 2.0. Wherever you get your podcasts, just search Zaslow Show 2.0. Like, rate, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I love you a long time. We cover everything South Florida, everything 305. I appreciate it. And every episode is brought to you by our title sponsor, which is Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE. If you're dealing with a personal injury, you're involved in an accident, they will get you the compensation you deserve. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys, 800-747-FREE, 800-747-3733.
Partner, you got me fired up about Superman. I will be checking in with you once I see that. But certainly, Zaz, we always appreciate you joining the show. And we'll talk to you next time, okay, partner?
You're going to love it. Thanks, guys. We'll talk next week.
Jonathan Zaslow from the Zaslow Show 2.0. You can hear him on ESPN Radio, The Levitard Show. The voice of the 305 is everywhere. Our final segment coming up next right here, Russo and Rizzo, ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Don't let the rising temperatures catch you off guard. Hey, it's Colin Russo, and since 1960, John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing has proudly served Palm Beach County, keeping homes cool and comfortable. Now's the time to upgrade your AC with great financing options. Plus, ask about the Cassidy Care Club, providing year-round peace of mind. Cassidy is part of our local community and supports organizations like the YMCA and the Palm Beach Gardens Youth Athletic Association. Keep cool with Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Find out more at CassidyAC.com.
The pricing you've been waiting for is back at Greenway Kia of West Palm Beach. Get a new 2026 Kia Sportage for $249 a month, a 2025 Kia K4 for $199 a month, or a 2024 Kia Telluride for as low as $38,998. Save up to $11,000 off MSRP on select new Kias and get up to $6,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade-in. Job bringing home $350 per week? We want to approve your credit. Call 800-NEW-KIAs or visit Greenway Kia at westpalmbeach.com for the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. Make the most of your summer.
We want to see ya in a Greenway Kia.
With approval through KFA, stock number SG005991. MSRP $45,235. 24-month leases. K4 $39.99. Sportage $39.99 due at signing. 10,000 miles each per year. 0 security deposit plus tax tag and $9.99 admin fee. Discount includes all Kia factory rebates to dealer. Negative equity refinanced. Offers don't combine. Expires July 15, 25.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Let's get back to the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. This is Russo and Rizzo on ESPN 106.3.
Final segment of Russo and Rizzo. Mike Rizzo, Christian Cat. We are live in the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach. Folks, kickstart your betting journey the right way on Hard Rock Bet. New customers who bet just $5 get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's right. Bet $5, get $150 in your account to use like cash on your next picks. Folks, have you also checked out Hard Rock Bet's new daily boost feature, the 100? Hard Rock Bet is dropping pre-built parlays boosted up to 500%, and this is first come, first serve. First come, first serve to the first 100 people to get. So now, get it on now before it resets with a whole new another boost. Also, you got promos as well. This is Table Tennis Appreciation Week. Once again, Table Tennis Appreciation Week. Win $100 in bonus bets for, number 1, following at Hard Rock Bet. Number 2, comment your home run derby total home run prediction. And number 3, first 3 correct answers win a $100 bonus bet for table tennis. So do those 3 things, folks. Once again, follow at Hard Rock Bet on social media. Comment on X. Follow at Hard Rock Bet on X. Comment your home run derby total home run prediction. And then first 3 correct answers win a $100 bonus bet for table tennis. Once again, Table Tennis Appreciation Week. And follow them, once again, on X, folks. On X is where you're going to need to follow them. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in the state of Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you're concerned about gambling, call 1-888-ADMIT-IT. That's 1-888-ADMIT-IT. And folks, my home run derby plays. James Wood plus 400. Junior Caminero plus 900. I like those 2 young hitters to get after it coming up tonight. It is now time to hit the temperature check, brought to you by John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Go to CassidyAC.com for more information.
keep your cool. This is the Temperature Check.
Mostly sunny today with temperatures soaring much higher than usual.
Presented by John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing, keeping Palm Beach County cool since 1960.
Plenty of sunshine today with seasonal temperatures. We should recharge.
Time to find out who is keeping their cool under pressure and who is kind of folding under the pressure with John C. Cassidy, the Temperature Check. Christian, I got someone who is keeping their cool under pressure right now, and that is Lionel Messi. So the term brace in football, folks, means 2 goals. Lionel Messi has had a brace in 3 straight MLS fixtures. There have been 3 games played since the FIFA Club World Cup in Inter Miami made it to the knockout stage and defeated a UEFA European club side for the first time in MLS history. And Lionel Messi is on fire in all 3 of those games. 2 goals in 3 straight games. He'll try to make it 4 straight coming up Wednesday night against FC Cincinnati in Cincinnati. Christian, I got Lionel Messi as someone who is keeping their cool under pressure.
Yeah, I didn't keep my cool on my flight to Dallas. I was taking on the challenge I've seen on the internet, which is on your flight with no digital help, sitting down and naming as many athletes as possible. The goal I set for myself on this 3-hour flight was 1,200. And you want to guess what I got to, Mike?
500.
I got to 854.
Oh, gosh, I cut you short. I'm sorry.
854 names, but there was a problem where someone put a water bottle in the overhead luggage bin that was right above my seat.
Don't tell me it spilled.
With the pressure change, apparently the water leaked out of the water bottle and was just leaking on my lap. So that cut me like 10 minutes where I'm waving down a steward and saying, hey, can you do something about this? I don't really know. And I also kind of wanted to hold the guy responsible about, like, what are you doing here, man?
Right.
Like, that threw me off, and it turned what I think I would have gotten 4 digits. It only got to 854 athletes named in my notes app. So I was very unhappy with that. My strategy was starting with the one team that I know the most, the New York Yankees, then moving on after that. But I slowed down with the Yankees, and that cost me. I had a lot of teams players left in the chamber. The names I just couldn't get it down because I ran out of time. I could have kept on going for a couple hours, but my flight landed.
You were locked in, though? Like,
yeah,
that seems...
Dude, that made
you
the
were
flight,
locked in. Okay.
That made a 3-hour flight feel like 30 minutes.
Why do I say... Christian, I said people were like, Riz, would you do it? I said, I don't know. It sounds kind of boring to me.
It is very fun.
I'm one of those maniacs, though, that has every gaming device possible. So, like, when I go on a plane, I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to roll with all my video games, bro. That's where I shine on airplanes, is because of Mike Rizzo and his video game setup.
Really?
That's where I shine. Nintendo Switch. I got all my DSs. I have my laptop, which has computer games on it. Knights of the Old Republic, some of my favorite games ever. Some of my favorite Star Wars content ever. Jedi Knight Revan. Unbelievable stuff, Christian.
That's what I got.
I am the guy who you look over at and go, what's that kid playing? Looks sweet. That's me.
You ever get self-conscious of a movie you're watching on a plane, like having rated R stuff and there's like people around you?
Probably. If there's little children around, absolutely.
Is it irresponsible to change what you're watching?
No.
Really?
You agree? I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
I paid...
It's getting hot and heavy. You're watching Friday the 13th.
Paid $700 for this flight. Tell Junior to close his eyes or look down on his iPad like every other kid this generation. Folks, you hear that music? That means it's time for us to go. That was the Temperature Check brought to you by John C. Cassidy Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Go to CassidyAC.com for more information. Sometimes threats have to go away, but a part of them stays with you forever. Remember that in this life. Christian and I will be back coming up tomorrow. Hope Colin is doing great in his journey, his spiritual journey in Peru. But Christian and I holding things down coming up tomorrow. We'll see you later. Bye.
It's Theo Dorsey, and I'm feeling hot, hot, hot. Temperatures are up, but your water shouldn't be full of mystery floaties. Culligan's got your back with water testing and reverse osmosis systems to keep things clean, cool, and crisp this summer. And get this, you can try it for just $10 a month. Stay cool, stay hydrated, and stop drinking who knows what. Visit Culligan.com today to schedule your free water test.
Hey, Culligan man!
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing